What's up, guys? It's Mighty. Today, the Sunday vlog. I figured we're over halfway through the year now. It's about that time to start talking about best games that have come out this year, going forwards for the Game of the Year kind of business. Last year, I didn't do a YouTube stuff about it, but on my blog, which is linked in the description, I would do my best top 10 games of the year, and I always made it it's my favorite games. I can't say they're objectively the best games, but the games I enjoyed the most for whatever reason. And I'm one person. I'm not IGN or GameSpot or Game Informer or Giant Bomb or whatever. I'm not a collective of people that play everything and then get together and hash stuff out. I can only talk about the games that I've played. I'm not always going to play all the best games, or some of the best games, just because that's just not how it works. This year, I know Mario Kart 8 was supposedly really amazing. I don't have a Wii U. I can't play it. Sunset Overdrive's coming out later this year. That game looks to be freaking amazing. I don't have an Xbox One, so I can't play it. That's just the way it works. But I've compiled a list of, so far, thus far in the year, I have a list of 7 games that are in the running. Not all games that are definitely going to be on my Game of the Year list. A couple of them will be in whatever area. I definitely don't know what the best game is already. We still have a lot of time left. But 7 games. First off, Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead Season 2. I'm only halfway through both of them, so I don't know how they wrap up, if it's going to be a satisfying conclusion. I mean, The Walking Dead Season 2, the 5th episode's not even out yet, so who knows how it's going to end. But I'm greatly enjoying both of them. Neither one is hitting me as hard as The Walking Dead Season 1 did, which was, I think, my number 2 or number 3 game of the year last year. But I'm definitely enjoying both of them. Obviously, Wolf Among Us, I'm doing a Let's Play, so you guys are experiencing it along with me. Walking Dead, I'm waiting until the 5th episode comes out. I played the first 2 episodes, but then when my PS3 broke, I couldn't play the other 2. So now, since it's already episode 4 just came out, I'm just going to wait till the whole thing finishes and then play it all the way through. My wife likes watching me play that, so I'm going to wait so we can do that all together. But those are 2 games that are both really solid. They're not blowing me away like the Walking Dead Season 1 did, but I'm definitely enjoying them. They're both on my radar. The Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD collection is a bit of a cheat because it's a HD remaster of a game I've already played, but as I say in my blog, for the Game of the Year that I did that year, those kinds of things, it's subjective, if I would include it or not. So, The Last of Us was my Game of the Year last year. If I went back and replayed The Last of Us Remastered on PS4, I probably wouldn't include that on my top 10 games, even if it made it, even if I did play it, which I don't plan on. But because it was just last year. But something because Kingdom Hearts 1 HD was on my Game of the Year list last year. Because it had been years since I played it, a whole console generation had passed. So it kind of made more sense. Same thing with Final Fantasy X. I played it actually probably 2 years ago because my old PS3 could play PS2 games. But I don't know. This has trophies, more content. It's 10 and 10-2 together in one game. It justifies its existence on a Game of the Year list. Now, I haven't played all the way through 10. I haven't gone back to it since my PS3 broke. I was about halfway through and haven't played Final Fantasy X-2 on there either. I would definitely play through both of those or a significant chunk of both of those before I'd feel comfortable including it. But what they've done, upraising the graphics, a little bit of gameplay changes, is enough really for me to justify it being in the running. And then really from there, it's the 4 games that are highest up on that list. These 4, I would be surprised if these 4 didn't make my Game of the Year list. Who knows in what order or what position, but I just finished Transistor yesterday, and it didn't grab me at first. I was having a tough time getting into it. I think because I wasn't really getting the combat. I was dying a lot. I just wasn't very good at it, and that game, same with Bastion, just kind of drops you in this world and you just go. There's no preamble on the story. They fill in the blanks very infrequently. You're kind of just having to get most of it from the environment and the voiceover and the little random interactions you get with objects and observing things and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of how you form the story. Transistor is definitely the same way as Bastion was in there. The story to me is a little bit less interesting. It's a gorgeous game, really cool art style, but the world is a little bit less interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's because you learn even a little bit less than you did in Bastion. It's a shorter game. At least it definitely felt shorter to me. It's been a few years since I played Bastion, but I got through it in probably 3 or 4 sittings. This last sitting I did yesterday, I played like the last 2 hours of the game, and I enjoyed it way more than I did the first part. Because the first part I was a little bit underwhelmed. Like, it had gotten good reviews, I was really excited about it, but I just wasn't really feeling it like I wanted to. But I changed up my combat tactics a little bit. I didn't use the turn, where it kind of stops time and you plan out your actions. I didn't use that as much, because before that's all I did. And then once you do that, you can't attack until your like meter recharges, and so there you're really vulnerable, and that's why I was dying so much, I think. So here, you know, I would do regular attacks, then whenever I got like stuck in a corner or was close to finishing off an enemy, then I'd use turn. And it kind of worked out a lot better for me. And as the more stuff you unlock, the more kind of combinations you get with your primary attacks, passive abilities, you know, additive abilities to the primary attacks, and there's just tons of customization in it, and that's a really cool aspect. Also, the like voiceover narration character, how in Bastion it was just the narrator. It's the same guy that plays your sword, which I think was the transistor. I don't know. The story was like, it's so ethereal. Like, I feel like I didn't get anything from it, but I still liked it, I guess. But his voiceover is great, but you can make it come out of the controller, out of the speaker on the controller, which was a really, really cool way to play. If you haven't played it, if you plan on doing it, I absolutely recommend doing that. You kind of have to go into the settings and change that audio, but it really kind of made it more atmospheric and made me feel more involved in the game. So yeah, that's kind of like my little mini Transistor review, since I haven't really talked a ton about that on the channel. But that one's great. That one I see definitely being on the list somewhere. Kind of going into the next game, Child of Light, which I also really loved. I talked about that on the channel. I think I did a little mini review of that, so you can check that out if you want. I'll link that in the description. Beautiful art style again. That Ubi, I don't know. I can never remember if it's Ubisoft or Ubisoft. I think it's Ubisoft. So UbiArt engine. Beautiful, like, side-scroller, 2D, 3D art style. The combat has a ton of depth. It's like turn-based, but you have a meter that you kind of go up and it charges, and you can pick your attack. You can interrupt enemies' attacks, and they can do it with yours. You know, lots of magic and kind of cool stuff like that. And it has like a cute storytelling where there's like almost no narration. It's almost all text boxes, but it's a cute little thing where like it speaks mostly in rhymes, or I guess all in rhymes. And at the beginning, it was really endearing. Eventually, it got kind of tired. I don't know, because they kind of manipulated the language a little bit too much to make the rhymes fit. It was kind of like reading and be like, well, they're not Shakespeare, basically. Shakespeare managed to do that and have it make sense. These guys, I don't know. It was a little bit forced a lot of the time, but I loved the characters, really cute characters, beautiful art style, in-depth combat. It was a decently long game. Probably took me 8 to 10 hours to play, which was really great for $15. So that game was awesome. Expect to see that on the list. And like I said, like, none of this stuff's set in stone. Who knows? All these games coming out that I'm going to talk about a little bit coming up could totally blow a lot of the stuff out of the water. So we'll have to see. Other game, Infamous Second Son, PS4 exclusive. I got the Platinum Trophy for it, played it through twice, regular difficulty and Master difficulty, found all the hidden shit, did all the side missions, everything. So I feel really good about talking about this game and giving my opinion, because I experienced everything there is to experience in the game, both the good karma and bad karma. The weakest part of it, honestly, is some of the story stuff, especially the choices between good and bad. A lot of them don't really alter the story that much. The characters and the acting are great, but I would have liked to see a little bit more, maybe, backstory on the two main characters, Delsin, who you play as, and then his older brother, whose name escapes me. But the biggest thing is about the gameplay. You know, it's a beautiful looking game, too. At night, when everything's, like, wet looking, it just looks amazing, and that you could not get on the PS3. And especially the particle effects and stuff when you're blowing crap up, and, you know, when you have the smoke power and you kind of teleport through, or the video power and neon when you're running, like, graphically, it is amazing. Like, that was the first. Maybe Killzone Shadowfall looked really good, but this game was the first big next-gen visual experience for me that, like, the visuals you could not get on the last-gen consoles. Gameplay-wise, it didn't do anything like super revolutionary, but it was just a blast to play. And that's why we play video games, right? Like some stuff, some artsy games, you know, you get it for the story of the characters or how it makes you feel emotionally. But games like this, it's all about the gameplay and is it fun to play? And, you know, I played it through twice. So it was fun, obviously very fun to play for me. That was a really solid game that I really loved, and I'm really excited for the DLC coming out next month, I think, centering around the Neon Girl. Can't remember her name, but yeah, that should be really fun, so I'm looking forward to that. And then, as of now, my game of the year for 2014, South Park Stick of Truth. I'm a huge South Park person. That's a big part of why I love it. If you don't like South Park, or I guess if you don't watch South Park, you probably won't really get it that much into it, or that much out of it, rather, because it's all just fan service. The entire game is just fan service, man. The combat's good. It's a cool turn-based RPG style combat, you know, lots of customization physically and with your powers and weapons and all that kind of stuff. But that's all, like, that doesn't do anything super revolutionary. It's just the story and the characters and the jokes and all that kind of stuff that you love. And humor is really hard to do in video games, and they're nailing it so far. I'm not done. You know, I'm doing the Let's Play on my channel, so check that out if you haven't. So I'm not all the way through it yet. It's been taking me months to finish it since I've been uploading it. But that is definitely far and away my favorite game of the year so far. But there's a ton of stuff still to come out. I have a couple of games that I wanted to hit on really quick. Destiny coming out in September. I've been playing the beta. I played the alpha. I have some gameplay stuff on my channel, some initial reactions. It's been really great. I have some concerns about it. I just a general feeling that it's not going to be all that they promised it to be. But, you know, I'm willing to be proven wrong. I'm willing to be surprised. I'm really excited for that game. If it turns out to be what I wanted it to be originally, that's the game to beat for my game of the year. Borderlands pre-sequel as well. You know, it's a PS3 game, not a PS4, which is a bit of a bummer, but I freaking love Borderlands, period. Both of those games made my game of the year lists for their respective years that they came out. I'm planning on doing some co-op with my brother and some friends. I know that game's going to be really fun. All the gameplay I've seen of it looks like more Borderlands, and that's all I want. You know, you don't need to revolutionize it. You put it on the moon, that kind of stuff, with the laser weapons and that kind of thing. That's all I really need from those games in terms of changing stuff up. Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor is coming out, I think, in October, along with every other game ever. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd, so it automatically appeals to me. I'm still kind of meh about it, but it's been getting really great feedback from E3 and stuff, so I definitely have my eye on it. If it ends up playing just like Assassin's Creed, I'm going to be really disappointed, but kind of the Nemesis system that they have where you fight a guy, if you lose and die, like, he levels up, or like if you defeat him but don't kill him, he'll train to get you know, more difficult to come back at you. Like, that kind of stuff is really cool. It's something that you don't really see in games, so I'm definitely excited for that. I guess the other big... three more, I guess. Dragon Age Inquisition, which got delayed, but I love both Dragon Age games for very different reasons. This one looks to be amazing. The fact that it got pushed back is a little bit worrying, but I still think it's going to turn out great. Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD Collection does come out till December, so that I might not be far enough into that to really talk about it for my Game of the Year this year. But I love Kingdom Hearts 2. Don't love it as much as Kingdom Hearts 1, but I'm still really excited for it. And then last game, which is, besides probably Destiny, is my most anticipated game of this year, is Far Cry 4. Holy crap, everything about that game looks amazing. Troy Baker as the villain, the big, huge open world in the mountains, the gliders, elephants, all these guns, and just the little bit of co-op that you can have in there. I would probably maybe do a little bit of that with my brother if he picks it up, I don't know. But that game just looks all around, just looks to be really fantastic. So that's a bit of the taste of the games to come. So like I said, there are plenty of games to dethrone, especially South Park and other games that I kind of have on my list as of right now. So I guess we'll see. There was a lot of worry with a bunch of the new game reveals coming out in 2015 that 2014 was going to be a bit of a weak year. And there hasn't been anything to me yet that's blown me away like The Last of Us or Journey or Skyrim, like games like that. But it's been definitely a really solid year. And there are a couple other games that are out that I haven't played yet. Broken Age, I've been meaning to get to. Shovel Knight, I've been wanting to get to. Valiant Hearts, I plan on playing. So those games too, stuff that's already out that I haven't played yet that might end up making it on the list if other people's feedback is anything to go by. So I guess we'll see. Last thing I really wanted to say on the channel side of things, I'm going to have a new series starting tomorrow, and it definitely is starting tomorrow because I played it for a while yesterday, already made the intro, so it's definitely happening tomorrow on Monday. I'm not teasing you guys with the new series anymore. It's happening. So one of my favorite games of all time, I was just bored and was like, hey, I'm just going to play it and we'll do a Let's Play. Why the heck not? So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy that. You'll see tomorrow what that is. More Wolf Among Us, more South Park, and I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what your favorite games so far have been, what games you most looking forward to, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.